Achashverosh finds a new queen and a new prime minister. This is Situation Room. The search for Vashti's replacement has finally ended, and the largest turnout of young girls from around the kingdom lined up for the opportunity to become Persia's next queen. But only one would be selected. Sources say Achashverosh has settled on Esther, daughter of Avichel, an obscure orphan girl raised by her uncle, Mordecai, son of Yair, in Shushan. To most experts, the selection of a girl from such obscure lineage comes as a complete shock. Little is known about this Esther as of yet, which is ironic since her name Esther means hidden in Persian. But be sure to check back with us as more on our new queen becomes available. Officials at the RBI, or Royal Bureau of Investigation, say they have announced their discovery of a plot to poison the king. Officials say they received a tip from Mordecai, a Yehudi, who overheard two palace workers, Bigsan and Seresh, plotting to place a deadly poisonous concoction into the king's wine. Surveillance footage from a local market shows the two men purchasing material that can be used to make this poison. The men have since been hanged. In other news, Haman, whom you may remember as the man who convinced Achashverosh to execute Vashti, has been promoted to the position of Prime Minister. In a press conference after the promotion, Mr. Haman made it clear that his first priority in office would be to rid Persia of its Jews and annihilate them on the 13th of next Adar, all with the authorization of the king, who already signed onto the project. Our analysts have been poring over the latest developments. Tom and Savannah, what can you tell us about these latest moves?
Well, Sophie, without giving you the whole Megillah, it's clear that Haman has an agenda, and it's quite clear that it's directly related to one Jew's refusal to bow to him.
One Jew's refusal to bow? Explain.
Well, it's clearly documented by now that a prominent Jew, Mordecai, who just recently uncovered the plot to poison the king, has repeatedly refused to bow to Haman or his idol necklace. No doubt Haman is upset at the Jews.
I disagree with what Tom just said. I believe Haman's motivation for completely eradicating and annihilating the entire Jewish nation stems from a purely economic and ethical standpoint. Haman believes the Jewish money would further help the Persian economy, and that it's unethical to allow a people with no homeland to continyou to live. I believe
that is ridiculous.
Mr. Tucker,
utterly.
I'm speaking to you.
Look, I must admit. Okay,
I
all
don't
right.
agree
You know what?
at
Cut
all.
her mic.
Tom, Mr. Tucker.
I must admit, I'm not the biggest fan of his economic policies, but to suggest that he's murdering a people for their money, I mean, that is just truly ridiculous.
Tom, Savannah, whatever the motivation, shouldn't the fact that Mordecai, a Jew, saved the king's life, shouldn't that be a reason to perhaps spare the Jews from absolute destruction?
Well, Sophie, you know what? The king doesn't seem to have a clear stance on this matter, and frankly, I think Haman's calling the shots. He's picked a date, he's sent out the decree, he's got everything in place. The king is just happy to comply with Haman, and he figures, well, he never really liked the Jews that much anyway.
I think Mordecai may be spared, but not his folks. We'll have to wait and see.
Thank you, Tom and Savannah. Now we'll check in with the next bunch of chapters in the Megillah to find out how this incredible story develops. Will Haman have his way, or will God step in and save the day?